welcome to all tuning in. You are tuning into Boston Fashion Week 2020 at Home Edition Virtual. We have behind the scenes of fashion produced and directed by previously introduced PDP, as I like to call him, and hosted by yours truly, Honora Takeuchi. We have a packed show for you this evening with Boston's best designers, makeup artists, and stylists.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, are you hearing us quite all right?
Yes. Where am I in the program?
You are the first guest, madame, and we're
Oh,
ready to
no.
start.
My goodness.
It's all right. It's okay.
Okay.
All right. Ready
Good,
when you are.
good. Nice to meet you, my darling. I was telling,
Nice to put a face to the voice on the phone.
I know, I was telling Mr. Pete that I want to talk for about 2 minutes or so, but I prepared a little 3-minute show, fashion
Of
show.
course. I'm
Yeah.
going to just introduce you to the world. Your name is Sharon Cole, formerly known as Sharon Cox-Cole, for those who might need to get that updated. You've been in the fashion industry for about 30 years. You've had multitudes of awards and achievements in international fashion shows. So welcome and thank you for taking the time tonight.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. So let's dive into, tell us more about yourself.
Okay, so what can I say about myself? Well, what can I say? But fashion is my passion. I've been doing this for a while. As you said, it's been 30 plus years. It's what they say I do best. And I plan to do it for a little bit longer.
Yes.
I design women's wear, but I also design men's wear.
Nice.
We were mostly doing couture type stuff.
Yes.
Now we are moving
Oh, I
into,
love the colors.
yes, yes.
Yes.
I love to play with colors, as you can see. I have a new line that there was my bathing suit line. We also have mask because of this whole COVID thing that is
You
happening.
did mention that you were going to start with holiday packages, so we need to let the world know now because now is the time to start Christmas shopping or holiday shopping,
Oh,
so to speak. So,
yeah,
why don't you tell us about the holiday packages that you'll be offering pretty soon
yes.
to the public?
Holiday packages. Thank you so much. Yes. We will have, again, we are being very socially conscious and socially responsible. So we do have a lot of masks, different types of masks. We create our
Beautiful.
own prints. And along with the mask, we also have accessories to go with it. We have bags, we have scarves, and a few other things that are coming down the pipe. We also have clothing, basic shapes, basic silhouettes that we are now playing with that we have entered into. So we're going to show you a little bit of that this evening.
Perfect. You were in just fashion design for 30 years, but tell us about how you truly became a designer, including when you were 10 years old dressing your own
Oh,
Barbie dolls, excuse
how
me.
did I become a designer? Well, I think I decided at age 14 that this is what I wanted to do. But I think, as I said, as you said it, this started like, at a really early age, at age 10, just making little pieces of clothing for my Barbie dolls and, growing up with an uncle that was an artist and, having a keen sense of art. These are some of the things that sort of pushed me this way. I liked art. This is fine art. And then I moved into, I realized that I had a knack for fashion. Also grew up with an aunt that was a seamstress. So that sort of helped push me this way towards the fashion. But I think I came to the realization at age 16 after designing my own prom dress. Uh,
Exciting.
and my best friend prom dress, I realized that this is what I wanted to do. Upon graduating from high school, I worked a bit, saved some cash, and I came to America to study fashion design.
Now, you did go to school for fashion design, so you are very knowledgeable about fabrics and design, fabrics and textures. What kind of fabrics and textures and looks do you go for generally?
I
What
like
sets
natural.
you apart from
I
other
like
design?
I like natural fibers
Okay.
mostly, but I like fibers, fabrics that has life and
Yeah.
so types of fabrics. Fabrics that have a sort of three-dimensional appeal, natural fibers, um, that type of fabrics I like to work with.
All right. Well, let's cut to your 3-minute live presentation. And then when we come back, we're going to pick your brain about all the fashion weeks you were involved in and talk about your Boston Fashion Award that you won recently a few times.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, so take it away.
Okay, so we have a little presentation here, and we're going to start showing our newest mask collection. And here we have Miss Katrina and Miss Kristen, and they're wearing our latest mask. This is our netted ski mask. It's lined, it's lightweight, it's breathable, it's stretchable, it's unisex, it's piped. So it's a beauty, and it's great for this weather, even going into the winter. We have these in great colors. We have it in navy blue, we have it in gray, we have it in red, we have it in neon orange, some really lovely colors. And the good thing is that it works for both men and women. Thank you so much. Next, we have Miss Idija, and she is wearing our animal print, our leopard print. And these prints were exclusively done and printed. We created our own prints, our own style type animal print, adding a little bit of shackle touch to it. Here we
Love
played
it.
with colors within our print, and here she's wearing again our ski mask, and it's accessorized with the shackle hand glove to go with it, just to add a little bit of panache, a little bit of bling type thing to the accessory for the holidays. Now, this would make a great gift for the holidays. Thank you so much, my dear. Next, we have Miss Giddy. And Miss Giddy is wearing a religious mask. And I would call this section Take Me to Church. This is for the folks that like the religious mask or for the religious people. And here we have this that is happening now in this time of all the turmoil and fight and hate. You know, we like to think of peace and love. So here we have these lovely religious pieces and all the fear that is happening. We have the little sign on the side that says, "In God we trust." We have the printed mask. We have the embroidery cross. So these are great for folks that are religious or for church-minded people. Again, 80% cotton, 20% lycra. It hooks around the neck. It's breathable, it's washable. Thank you so much.
Now, we can find these in your holiday package?
Very much so. These are available in our package on our website, www.shacklecouture.com. And yes, we are offering packages for the holidays, and we are offering codes and discounts.
Okay, now what are the price ranges for the package?
Our masks go from $10 to $15.99. We also do have a package, buy 4, get 1 free, all those types of things that we would be bringing in for the holiday. We have family, but particularly for family packages. And our masks go not only for adults, but also for children. Next, we have Miss Katrina, Miss Anne, Miss Giddy, and they're wearing a mask and scarf ensemble. Again, very lovely print. We created these. These are our exclusive print. And this is done again on an 80% cotton, 20% lycra, stretchable, washable, breathable, little bit of sheen here. You can wear these as scarves, you can wear them as head scarves, whatever you want to do, just to add some accent and some life to your outfits for the holidays. And again, these would make beautiful gifts for the holidays. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
Next we have our 2 girls. I tell you, You enter the holiday party with these. We have Miss Kristen on the left, and she's wearing an envelope clutch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our latest. Can we see that?
I love the cut.
Yeah. That's our latest. Hot off the press. Can you open that clutch so we see what that clutch looks like? Yeah. And there's a little, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Now, where can we find your designs to purchase? Is it shacocouture.com?
Shacocouture.com. Yeah, that's where you get all of this. Yeah. Okay, so you have a basic outfit and you add Shaco's accessory. Djpj is wearing a fun camouflage, pop colors. This is a very popular one for Shaco. Again, matching mask and scarf. Again, stretchable, washable. Now, these are statement pieces, accessories, add a pop to your outfits. You could not go wrong with your Shaco accessories.
You cannot.
It's 8:15.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap it up pretty soon. So let's have the last two looks, and then everyone can look at the website for more.
Miss Giddy is wearing again a clutch purse, and this is a peacock print. There's a little change purse inside of it, matching mask. And then we have Miss Katrina. She's wearing a giraffe, matching mask and scarf. Here we have again Miss Kristen in our snake print, anaconda print, matching mask, piped, beige piping. And these are some of the beautiful accessories that we have now here happening at Shaco Couture at our online shop. Thank you so much, my
Yes, we get Shaco Couture, not couture, couture. Shaco Couture.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we are going to have Donna Sousa for makeover artistry. Thank you so much, Shaco.
Yeah.
Donna Sousa, welcome.
Oh, I didn't get to show my.
Hello. Is Donna Sousa with us this evening?
Hi.
Hi. How are you? Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. Okay. Nice to put a face to the name. Why don't you go ahead and introduce us about how you became a makeover artist and how you got your company up and running and where are you located and all of that great stuff.
Okay, well, I have been doing here, and by the way, I'm in a hotel room, by the way. I'm actually away, so this is not my normal location. I've been doing this for decades, so I'm going to just be nice and not give you an exact amount of numbers. But I've been.
I wonderful.
Oh, thanks. I teach makeup. I've been a hair and makeup artist probably since I was doing it since I was 9 years old. This is actually a photo from 17 magazine from shoots that I've done. I have a big part of New York Fashion Week. I have a production company that I do all different photo shoots and productions. And I have actually a partner who was supposed to be on tonight also, but she has some family stuff going on, so she didn't really have the time. But her name is Amy Jo Richards, and we're, other than makeover artistry and she's studio hair design, we are also DNA glam team. So we put together teams for New York, for fashion, for big genres of shows, for private designers. I've worked with Sharon, for instance, for over 10 years, the videos and whatnot she just showed. I was present on that particular shoot. Let's see. So yeah, I make people over. I completely changed their look from start to bottom, from clothing
now, walk us
up to their makeup.
Now, what kind of makeup what kind of look do you generally love to do? Do you like to do, the no makeup look, special effects, the dark, glamorous, smoky eye? And also walk us through what the process is like with your glam team when you arrive on location for a client.
Well, I don't really have a favorite type of makeup. So depending on what our clients are looking for, it's just as difficult to do no makeup look as it is to do a glam look. Actually, it's harder because there's more involved to make it look like you've done nothing to them. Like that particular photo is a Yumi Katsura design. It's one of her $50,000 kimonos. And this is an example right here. over.
I was
some
actually born and raised in Japan, so I
Oh,
actually
right.
have
So they're very
kimonos of my own.
This is Elsa Rocha. She was actually on the shoot with Sharon as well. This is when she was Miss Cape Verde Globe. And I did that shoot for her a few years back. And that is also another one of my productions that we did with a very period type of look. Candace Wu's designs were actually on set that day, but these particular collection isn't. That's from New York Fashion Week. That was the big shoot we did for Society Fashion Week.
Wow.
So when I arrive on set, what I'll do, number one, is that's with local Andrew Powers. We did an Ice Princess last year, but you come in and you have to book the team. So normally we come in with sometimes 50, 60, 70 makeup artists and hair artists that we've collaborated with across all over the country, and they usually fly in for us. So we go into a big area, we clear the room, we get everything set up, we establish who's where, we get the leads going, we get all our profiles going. This is one of the shows that I did for EPN a couple years ago, which is a magazine out of New York. I'm the artistic director. That's Diana. She's one of my house models who travel all over the country with me when we do things. She's a sweetheart. So anyway, so we do all of that. And then we sometimes work with like 90 different designers over a course of 4 days. So we're trying to establish their looks, make sure everyone's on point. Not one model can walk out of the door without us okaying the look that they've created. That's actually, no, this particular video is from Kiss the Monkeys. This was a big fundraiser in New York at FAO Schwartz last year. We were guests also at this particular show. It was quite amazing. And there's Diana again. It was quite interesting because we actually in the toy store, and that went.
I was wondering why that keyboard looked very familiar.
Yeah, that's FAO Sword, and that gentleman is a prince behind you.
Oh wow! So royalty.
They muted a lot of the music because of copyrights. We didn't have time to go through each particular video and say like who did it and get the permission. So whatever videos are shown, they're probably going to be kind of soundless.
Well, luckily this will be rebroadcasted on YouTube, so they will not be forgotten.
At some point. I mean, I work with top designers. I've done shows for Cynthia Rowley. I've done shows for Patricia Fields, Adam Lips. Those are all pretty high-end designers. A lot of the times I go on as the lead artist, so that way, I'm the one who kind of direct all the artists that are with us, make sure everything comes out perfectly. And we're all about treating people with respect and kindness, even if something's done that's not quite right. The way you correct people and make sure everything goes on point is very important. So again, plus I'm a hairstylist, and I also have a successful makeup for a bride, makeup in here, bride, so that's makeover artistry. So I've won Boston Fashion Awards Best Makeup Artist. I've won the Hall of Fame Award over the course of years, and all the awards for like the Knot, Wedding Wire, all that kind of thing. Matter of fact, today I had 2 weddings.
Incredible.
So I was a little busy earlier all day, going back and forth from 2 locations, but it's what I like to do. And I had a wedding in Newport, Rhode Island yesterday. So it's been a little busy of a weekend. So I'll be glad for tomorrow to come and just kind of chill off. So
I am with you on that with the Sunday day of rest. But what do you tell us is makeover artistry, is that a storefront or just all online and booked by appointments and private clients?
Right. It's all of the above. I have a studio. Okay. I'm in this big complex with 18 other very talented individuals that have their own complexes and studios as well. But as far as weddings, we're on location. I'm online, of course. I have my Instagram, which has most of my current things on it, which is Makeover Artistry on Instagram, Facebook, Donna Sousa /Makeover Artistry on Facebook as well. But people come to us. I go on location a lot. We travel all over New England. We've traveled all over the country. We do things in New Orleans. I've been invited to go to, very fortunately, Paris, Rome, London, but we know what the COVID happened, so a lot of things have been shut down. So we're
Were
praying.
you able to do London Fashion Week just about right before COVID hit?
No, there was too much going on because we just finished up in New York. So when you run a lot of the shows and you have like, 4 or 5 days of going
Nonstop.
constantly and start a brand new one, yeah, you kind of collapse at the end of that. But this September I was supposed to be in Milan and Paris. So February, we have our fingers crossed that we're going to be able to get there and actually see everything we were hoping for. But New York is like around the corner for us, so we're in and out of New York. I was there doing shoots not that long ago too. But you wear masks, it's a whole different gameplay now. And I'm also a stylist, so I do hair and makeup as well, like on a weekly basis. So I have my own hair clientele, and I'm in-house quite often, booked like those 12 hours a day. So it's rewarding. I love people. It's so fun to work and chat. And obviously you can tell I like to talk. So, I'm very social and it's fun. Ask Sharon, she'll tell you. She's known me for years.
I can definitely see that exuding out of you. So why don't you tell everyone where they can find you again as a reminder, and then we're going to go to the next designer as the guest. Thank you so much for your time.
Makeoverartistry.com is my website. Makeover Artistry on Instagram, I would say, is probably the best spot. And of course, Facebook. And then I'm very public, so my phone number is published out there. And anyone can find me, just Google my name and I should come up pretty easily. And I'd love to see anyone who's interested.
All right, well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you and learning more about Makeover Artistry by Donna Sousa.
Thank you.
Next, we have my favorite designer as of recently. We have Jaclyn Doyle of Jack Attack Clothing and Designs. Hello, Jackie.
Oh, hello. Nice to see you again.
Hello. So let me stand up because I'm wearing one of your dresses, as I was wearing for the past 2 nights. I'm wearing this one.
Yay.
I don't know if you can you hold this up for me? Maybe this way, just for a bit. Back up a little. This is the dress that you made, your signature corset.
Yes.
Yes. And shit. Now we're about your
lovely.
A little bit about you.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Let me sit. You look absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for taking the time.
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking me. I'm honored to dress you for this event. This is so cool.
Yes, the world needs to know about Jack Attack Clothing. So welcome to Boston Fashion Week 2020.
Thank you.
Broke the ice. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, your education, how you got into, designing clothing, and why you chose to have your signature look kind of be like a dark, classy, goth-like look.
Thank you. Sure. So I started designing sort of informally, I guess you would say, in high school. I very unsurprisingly was a punk kid. And I started by just cutting up all of my clothes and sewing them back together. And when I started wearing these Frankenstein creations to school, a lot of my friends started asking where they could get their own. And I sort of had this light bulb moment of, oh, maybe I can do this for a living if other people want to wear this stuff. And from there, I taught myself how to sew when I was a senior in high school, and then went to Mass College of Art for fashion design and graduated in 2014. And about a year after that, I started my own business. And 5 years later, here we are.
Oh, that's very inspiring. So how do you come up with these designs? What's your inspiration?
So I'm inspired a ton by music and, punk culture and goth culture. And I really enjoy combining all of those things with really traditional feminine aesthetics. I just really like playing with the juxtaposition of hard and soft, those things that sort of traditionally make fashion design interesting, and sort of just using couture techniques to elevate those design components to be these sort of couture pieces.
I love the jacket.
Thank you. It's one of my favorites.
Okay, so where can we find your clothing design for purchase? Because I'm totally going to be biased and tell everyone to go buy your stuff.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I right now have a website. I'm doing everything pretty much exclusively online because of the COVID situation. But
Right.
you can find a collection of a few of my couture pieces, but also some of my more casual sort of cash and carry items at
Yes.
jackattackclothing.shop, and that's attack with 2 Ks at the end. I intentionally spell it wrong. I'm just that much of a pain in the butt.
What keeps you separated from the norm?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't make a name without it being a little bit of a rebellious rebellious stint.
Yes. So when I saw your designs on Instagram, I immediately needed to make it happen and do a fitting, and you were just absolutely amazing at the fitting. You were absolutely helpful at the shoot. God knows
Thank you.
it took like about 10,000 photos to get 3 right with my facial
Oh my
expressions.
gosh,
But
no, it did not. You did fantastic.
shout out to Goldie Red, the photographer.
Yeah.
She definitely helped me with poses and posing, and she has really great, reasonable rates. So those of you that are looking for a new photographer to work with and would actually like getting the direction and the yes, and you can do it, I would definitely recommend Goldie Red. If you stay tuned at the end of this interview, we will be showcasing the photos of the other looks and the other dresses that Jack Attack has dressed me for the shoot last Sunday that we did. And so stay tuned for that. So Jackie, do you want to tell us anything else about yourself that we might not know based on looking at your bio online?
I mean, I would say the only thing that sort of comes as a surprise to people is that I'm actually a huge nerd. Everybody kind of sees that online persona and they think that I'm a little bit intimidating and sort of scary. But I'm
Nerd
not.
life.
I'm warm and fuzzy and very approachable. So
Yeah.
if you see my stuff online and you like it, send me a DM. I'll definitely message you. I love chatting with everybody. So you can find me on Instagram. That's my most active social media, I'd say. My
Okay.
handle is JACK_ATTACKK_clothing.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to working with you again in the future.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Thanks for doing Boston Fashion Week 2020.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Now, the next guest that we have is a styling team, Bryan, Alex, and Miguel, Carlos, and Martinez. So let's say a big warm hello, Bryan and Miguel. How are you this
Hello.
evening?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Hey.
Hi. Okay.
How are you?
Double trouble.
Yes.
All right, so why don't you introduce yourselves and how you became a team and how you merged talents together to be this Power Ranger unstoppable stylist team.
Love the Rangers. Yes. Hi, so I'm Bryan, Alexis.
Hello.
And I'm the Miguel Carlos Martinez portion of this. And we actually started back in Boston about 2014. Yeah. We're actually life partners, and that kind of drove us to merge our love for fashion.
And you're still together, going into business together. It's a good sign.
Yes. It came kind of like naturally. We have a love for like fantasy and like fashion films, and we would watch certain things and be like, oh, it'd be so cool if we can do a photo shoot based off of like the Pink Ladies on Grease, you know what I mean? And like do a fashion twist. And so when opportunities for fashion finally presented themselves, it was fun to finally start to explore those ideas. And it was just, it kind of came naturally, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now walk us through a typical styling day segment for a client.
So our career is based more on editorial work. Mm-hmm. So our day, when it comes to a photo shoot, rather, typically starts with a mood board that Miguel creates.
and then he gathers a amazing team to bring that to life with model included. And then we have an amount of access to different designers and showrooms and boutiques from Boston all the way to New York. And typically we would just go get a couple of pieces. Then we put that together to make sure that it's cohesive with the mood board. And yeah, that's how we kind of like make it work.
Get on set and rock it out. Make magic. Now,
what kind of clients do you usually go for? I mean, I know you said editorial work, but do you do like everyday like looks, you know, I don't want to say prom looks or anything like that, but what's your range of styling? Is there anything to some kind of styling that you won't do, absolutely won't do, or styling that you tend to go for mostly?
Yeah, I definitely like our favorite thing to do definitely is editorial, because that's when you get to like combine fantasy with fashion, for the most part, absolutely. And you get to express like your creativity, like what you see and hear. But with that being said, we're open to a variety when it comes to styling. We know that opportunities come in many different ways. So whether it be more commercial work or more of a personal styling type of job. We also love doing runways. That's another thing that we really love to do for designers. But yeah, so we got
a little bit of everything. A little eclectic over here.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe your individual styles? Personal styles.
I'm very edgy.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I'm very out there. I like gothic things.
So you'll love Jack Attack clothing. So maybe
I already got some beautiful pieces. I love couture and avant-garde. But yeah, I'm more of the, you know, edgy kind of
funky.
Yeah, I'm very loud as well. I mean, I'm from the island of Puerto Rico, so I also love color, which is weird. But I also love darkness.
Yes. There are people out there. I'm one of those. I like bright colors, but I tend to just wear all black because it's easier. Now, what's your style, Miguel? I like what you got going on.
So
I like the closet and just borrow some.
I love.
Return it.
I love. I also have a love for like colors, more so jewel tones. I like chicer. I like the more chic end of things. Shape, classic menswear. So initially when we got together, it was kind of I don't know if you've ever seen like Sister Sister or the Odd Couple sort of thing.
Sister. Roger, go home.
It was very much like a Tia meets Tamara sort of thing. And
so you guys just like found you like you just clicked. You guys just make each other whole. Like you like embellish each other. Now what? So you're kind of like a yin and yang, I would say. So what would be Miguel your strength, and Bryan, what's your strength that makes it all work when you put it together?
So for when we my strength on the team is creative directing and coming up with ideas based off of just a bunch of different things that I'm inspired by, and then just kind of explaining that to the team, to Bryan. And
although I get it really quickly, we're so in sync that when he says anything, I already see the vision. So it's kind of easy for me to then go ahead and dive into the styling portion of things, and then coming back to him, and then we discuss things so that to make sure that not only the vision, but what we want to accomplish as a styling duo is like on the forefront when it comes to the look. So it's super easy for me to actually like just dive in, really, because I understand him fully. So like I get his vision.
Let's ask a true Hollywood story kind of question. Have you ever, butted heads when you were trying to come to a decision on a look, and how do you overcome that?
All the time.
Most definitely.
Okay, so I'm very passionate, and so is
Okay.
he.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's been a lesson, a learning lesson for both of us. And over the years, we've been able to learn how to just discuss and how to use words and understand when we're on set and when we're working that this is a professional setting.
Right.
And
also, I feel like one of the most important things we learned was that we have respect for each other's roles when it comes to who we are as a unit. So it was more so just learning those things and unlearning selfish egos.
And sometimes it just comes down to who's more passionate moment.
All right. Well, why don't you remind the viewers where they can book your fabulous duo team of styling of everything, one-stop shop, and you get an abundance of personality and pizzazz, it seems. So where can they find you?
So you can find us on our joint account at Bryan times Miguel. So it's Bryan X Miguel. It's Bryan with a Y.
Okay.
And if you want to see us also on the F State, you can look for us on the fstate.com. That's our mother agency.
All right. I hope everyone heard that. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I just love everything about you. You too. You guys. Love it. Now we're going to go to Giulia Sena, who is a designer. So stay tuned, and we are going to be asking questions to the lovely Giulia Sena, that is a designer. Giulia, welcome. Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. So why don't you walk us through your designs and your inspirations, where you hail from? Start with the basics, and then we can delve into the content and more serious questions.
Sure. So right now, I'll just kind of speak to who I am, I guess. I am a recent graduate from Mass College of Art and Design as the other designer. So that's really interesting to hear that she graduated from my same college. So that's awesome. I actually just graduated in 2020. So first beginning my semester senior year on campus, and then amidst the pandemic having to then kind of work from home and kind of make do with my own studio space. So right now I am really showcasing the collection that I built as a senior. It composed of 5 looks, and it's really been a journey of just self-discovery and just figuring out like what I can do with the tools that I have, with losing all those connections and kind of the space at school. So right now, since I'm so early in my career, it's been just kind of a matter of figuring out what the possibilities are at the moment. And I tend to really gravitate towards architecture and form. And I look at things in a different way, in a sense that things that maybe people don't normally look at, I tend to get inspiration from. And I may not even know what that is, but it really just hits me. It's like, whoa, I got to take a snapshot of that. And who knows what I'll create from it. I tend to create a lot of things that are avant-garde.
Wow.
Formative. So this look right here is part of my exposing accentuation collection. And then this photo here is just showing, like, I like to do a lot of mixed media. A look that I was doing had a lot of like transformative elements into it. And I like to work with a lot of mixture of fabrics and textures to kind of create a balanced look in a new way. I love working with my material. So really getting a sense of the material and really draping on the body that you wouldn't otherwise have if I'm a hands-on person. So, and then this is kind of the look in that transformative element with the details opening up, and a lot of focus on brutalist architecture with these looks. So, but I'll see as these images kind of pop up, I can speak to them.
I just love these looks. Now, what are your price ranges for your pieces for those for those who are watching that would like to purchase? Mainly me.
It's interesting because since I'm still at the start of my career, and with every artist, it's like you create something and it's like your little baby. You don't want to send it away, but
right.
I have all the patterns of them. So I think that it's a matter of calculating how can I do this effectively and do it in such a short manner that I could sell it at a reasonable price range. All my garments are couture, so all of them are primarily hand sewn. So it's definitely something I have to do more research on because right now I'm currently not selling, but I'm open to the possibility of selling my or expanding it so that it's more affordable. Because right now everything's made with such a high hours and
right.
A lot of detail. So I think it's trying to figure out the best way to meet the consumer.
Well, make sure that you add tax to that because you're local.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so where can they find your designs online? I know that you're just up and coming now, so this is the perfect time to be showcased on Boston Fashion 2020. This is probably definitely going to catapult your name to get more oncoming clients. I hope you're ready for that storm of new blood. Where can they find your designs as of now?
So right now you can find me at Giulia Sena Designs. So it's Giulia Giulia Sena Sena designs.com. And then the same is for my Instagram, Giulia Sena Designs.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Giulia. For those of you that are tuning in, we are looking at designs by Giulia Sena, an up-and-coming designer here in Boston. And next, stay tuned. I get to interview the one and only producer and director of Boston Fashion Week's behind the scenes of fashion, PDP, as I like to call you. Pete, how are you? Let's see that beautiful face.
Hear me? Give me a second here. I'm going to get my camera crew set up here. Hello.
Hi. Hi. So first and foremost, thank you so much for gathering everyone, and it truly takes a village, and really glad for this opportunity that you had me as a host. So why don't you explain what made you want to do this for Boston Fashion Week, especially during this COVID pandemic?
So my initial idea was to do a live runway show. But the more and more I thought about it was getting very complex way to try to produce and direct something of that size. Normally for Boston Fashion Week or any fashion show, I'm working with designers or whoever is producing the event to help put together the event, designing the lights, the sound, the runway, managing the whole event from beginning to end and whatnot. Sometimes I'll do choreography for the models. All depends what the designers want.
So you just do it all, one-stop shop, stage production, stage creation, the tech guy. I saw this spread that you posted a picture of all your monitors and equipment and midis, and it's just blown away.
My background is in theater, doing various things except hair, makeup, and wardrobe. And
well, you're going to have to get on that, Pete.
Of all things. And but managing a fashion show is not that different from a stage play because you have lights and sound, you have a performance to put on, and you want to be able to make that presentation go smoothly for the audience. I'm going to show you some photos of some stuff I've done in the past here.
Okay.
Maybe not.
All right, walk us through the photos.
But so I work in various industries right now, and a lot of them. Let me see here. Here we go. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. I don't have the photos right now. So theatrical stage plays, concerts, trade shows, fashion shows.
Now you also have your own radio show. Tell
Yeah,
us about.
I'm also a radio disc jockey here in Portland, Maine, and I do a show on WMPG radio. I do a show at on an online show at radioairwaves.co.uk. I have experience in TV broadcasting, so doing this event is pretty easy, managing the behind the scenes aspect of it. And I also have experience in independent film work, doing various things
Okay.
like that too.
Now you're originally from Maine, or how did you get to Maine?
Yes, I'm born and raised here in Portland. Portland's only about 2 hours from Boston, and it's easy to get down to do work on occasion there. I've been working in the Boston fashion scene for 4 years now, worked with people like Anna Maven, Samuel Vartan.
Yes.
And the last 2 years, a really great designer who is also a theatrical playwright, and her name is Tanya Anderson. And
Yes, blood and fashion.
she has developed some really cool stage plays.
Yes.
With local fashion as the wardrobe. And
I just think that's brilliant.
it is. And it's
Yes.
it's amazing. I work behind the scenes on the event with her. I'm her technical director for the show. We were preparing to do a show in March. We spent months preparing for this show back in March, only to find out that this pandemic has kind of killed everything, so to speak. For the live events industry. So you'll at the end of the show today, you're going to see some credits about live events and Save Our Stages, because many venues that I've worked and other people in my background work at are closed now or going out of business because they cannot open. We depend on a mass gathering of people to be so it's
very important that the arts and entertainment can stay afloat even during this pandemic that kind of limits everyone from staying in their house. But luckily you broke through it and made it happen with this virtual behind the scenes of fashion for Boston Fashion Week. So let's give an applause.
Thank you.
And take a bow.
What I was hoping to do, folks, is have the designer send their wardrobe out to every model and have every model do their hair and makeup and get dressed and have someone with a cell phone walking with them down the sidewalk. Okay. And do that live. Now, like I said before, that's a very complex way to do that. The longer I thought about it, the more I said it's just not possible to happen right now with the current technology. And it is possible, but getting people to do it is going to be very difficult right now.
Too many chefs in the kitchen, as they would like to say. Got to keep it simple. KIS. So is there anything else that you want to let the public know about you? Any hidden talents or where we can find your work and your information in case anyone wants to, well, not in case, when people want to hire you for your lovely technical mastery?
www.djpj.com. I finally got the photos here going. That's me on a film project as a director of photography. I do a lot of camera work or other stuff there. That's me at the radio, DJing actually in Malden, Massachusetts a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
Had a fun.
Where in Malden?
This is at Tanya Anderson's Blood and Fashion event last year.
Oh. Dressed to the nines in tech wear. I love it.
This is a figure skating show
Oh, wow. So you're very multifaceted and versatile in what you do.
Yeah, well, I'm just running the follow spot for the skaters here. This was a fashion show a few years ago. I was a technical director, and this girl, Nikki Hunt, is an incredible performer, and she's a hula hoop artist and a model. And I did the lighting design for this.
Wow.
I did the stage work here and the lighting design for this rest of the parts of
You
the
know, you're a great resource for the Boston fashion or any fashion industry, to say, because it's very hard to come across people that actually know how to build a runway stage.
Yeah, it's I'm not a total expert in every aspect, but I'm more of a person that can manage that. Um, you know, here we are building a runway here and dressing it up for this particular event. Instead of using skirting, which is a term under a stage, we used shirts, as you can see here. We're assembling
Wow.
shirts around the runway here.
That's very creative.
Yeah, it was a fundraising event that we were doing in Portland. I'm doing a lighting test here with the house crew to make sure the lights are set for the models on the runway.
You can totally do runway. You can
Yeah,
be a model.
this
Oh,
is
look at this outfit. It looks like a
this
zoot
is
suit. I
2
love
years
it.
ago at Anna Maven's opening night fashion show in 2016 for Boston Fashion Week. And there's Anna right there. She hired me to be her production stage manager for the
Very good
show.
choice.
And it was a fun time. It was a really great time. Anna got me my big break, so to speak, in the Boston fashion scene.
Well, that's really big of you to credit her for that, because a lot of people, unfortunately, do not remember where they came from. So that's very admirable of you to shout out Anna Maven. Anna Maven, hello, and we wish to see more things coming from you in fashion. So now, are we going to interview the greatest Jay Calderon, the creator of Boston Fashion Week?
He's not
or-
online. He's not online.
All right, well, we'll
Okay.
shout him out and say hello. And I think we're going to save, last but not least, me.
Yeah. So Steve is ready with the photos.
Okay.
I think I have the
Well,
music.
this is from the shoot that I did with Goldie Red and Jack Attack clothing. If you see the details of the dress, it's just mind blowing. I was actually really afraid to wear these dresses because I didn't want to damage them. So the makeup was by DFabulous333. If you look on Instagram, you can definitely book your makeup services with DFabulous333, the best in the industry. If we go to the next photos, we can just, skim through them. But this song that's playing is by He Was, called Trending. I don't know if we can restart the song because I was talking over it. This look looks like these. She's not looking for love, she's choosing that latest fashion. And a friend who will match them. Now just watch her let them go. All the heart she's got to give, she's rented. And I just miss the day that I was trending. One day it was over, didn't even get a call. I'm just so last season, no one's warned me since the fall. But you can't take it when she's done, she shots around, if you know what I mean. She's not looking for love, she's looking for the latest style. Yeah, you can go to the next photo. You don't have to stay on one. Boop, boop. So look at this dress that Jack Attack did. Fantastic. The bottom of it was it's a two-piece with her signature corset, ribbons and chains and lace. Oh my. We can go to the next picture. Can you go back to, yes. So this is another dress by Jack Attack. If you look at the details, a lot of sequins, gold embroidery, and at the end, a little nice train. I definitely recommend Goldie Red as a photographer, as she, you know, guides your poses and gives you a boost of confidence. That's the bottom of the dress. It's the two-piece held together by ribbons at the bottom of the dress. If you can see the separation of it. Absolutely gorgeous and intricate designs. So I definitely recommend anyone that wants to feel like a dark princess or an evil queen to definitely get into her stylings. Moving on to the next picture. Now, it's really weird for me to be in front of the camera as a host because I usually do behind the scenes. I used to be a producer for Dirty Water for a show called Night Moves, hosted by Tiara, lovely Tiara, and Joshua Paul. That's one thing. And I also do other events for the Hard Rock. I do music consulting. And pretty much I'm just behind the scenes. You don't really hear about me, but my work definitely shows for itself and the clients that I do have. So thank you so much, Pete, for giving me this opportunity to actually show my face as a host. It's different. It's a different set of pace. I don't think it's my thing, but it was definitely a great experience. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the final installment of Boston Fashion Week 2020, directed by Pete, for Boston Fashion Behind the Scenes. We had lovely guests to be here tonight with us, and I just want to thank everyone and make sure that you stay tuned for the end credits so you can follow and look at all the looks on each individual websites and pages. Just so last season, no one's warned me since the fall. But you can't take it personal, as cold as it seems. When she's done, she shops around, if you know what I mean. She's not looking for love. Well, that was awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it was definitely an experience. Definitely felt pampered, to say the least. So all right, Pete, what's next?
So much for having us.
So that's our show,
yes,
folks. I'm going to ask everyone of our panelists to sit tight for a
You're going to
moment.
have to speak into the mic, Pete. We can't really hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry again. I'm going to ask our panelists to sit tight for a moment, and we're going to run the end credits.
All right, I just want to remind everyone of the dress I'm wearing. Jack Attack clothing.
Love it. We love it. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Pete Paraskevas for Boston Fashion Week, and have a good night. Here comes our end credits for you.